had these like arched, like it looked all like gothic kind of, and like I don't know how to explain. It had this huge, like gigantic, like storm ceiling, like front room. It was just like really fancy, nice, and they got it really cheap, and it was in the middle of the Smoky Mountains, and it was like in the middle of nowhere. Like when they left, they ended up leaving way sooner because her dad died, so they left us there for 2 weeks. Where we had to go to Spain and get money, and we got like we were all calling people trying to get money, and like then we all got like Phil's dad sent some money on my card, like Lice's.
You told me about that. And like, I don't know you or something.
Huh? No, that was Erica's dad.
Erica's dad.
And it didn't work out, but they all sent money because it was easier than like us doing. But the thing is, in order like we had to get the money because we had no way into town. We were really far away from every town, in the middle of nowhere. And so we had to get everything we need, which is like smokes, food. We wanted some booze because we were all fucking retards. So we got like some of that or whatever, and like we ended up like running out of those things, and like so we would hitch into town. It was really hard to hitch, and it was kind of like we didn't know, but we ended up hitching at least like I hitched a few times in town, and like crazy experiences every time, and like they hitched like 3 times, and like in and out or whatever to get like smokes, booze, and more food.
Just to get to town.
Yeah, to get to town. And because like, and the thing is, it was like nuts where you wouldn't think like we like totally didn't think we were getting back at this
No,
dark.
I'm sorry. Was this Asheville? What was this?
This is North Carolina. This was like about an hour and a half, maybe, well, no, like 2 hours away from Asheville. And we were just like in the middle, like seriously, just a little neighborhood on this crazy road. Like seriously, middle of nowhere. It was nuts. I remember thinking when they were leaving, I was like, this is the set. Like I kept joking about the set for like a murder like flick or whatever. It was like, or it was like I kept making jokes. It was like this old mansion. I was like, it'd be like Sar killed Lice in the library or like the game room with a whatever, like a frying pan and shit like that. And I just because. But just because it was like we're in the fucking middle of nowhere and like in this crazy big house and all that shit, and none of the cell phones worked out there. It was nuts, but yeah. So anyways, when they got back, they drove us all into. It was actually on St. Patty's Day. They drove us in there and into Asheville and like left me and Phil. I'm sick of being in the house, but yeah. Then craziness ensued with me getting, I think I have 7 warrants there now.
7 warrants?
Yeah, in like a 3-week period.
And what were you doing?
Mostly just getting busted in squats, for reals.
Really?
Yeah, there was one like just flying a sign, like he went to jail for like open beer in public or something like that. But yeah, seriously, because we like all these different squats, and like there was like a bunch of those rainbow kids, and we were like a bunch of different squats. Like I opened a few squats, we stayed at some known ones, we stayed at like this big warehouse spot, and like there were seriously like 25 kids or something like that, and we were like playing music, and they like had I made all these squat candles around and shit, and like it was really funny when the cops came in because it was just like everybody had a handcuff buddy, like they handcuffed everybody. We all like it felt like we were all drunk and felt like I was in like grade school or like not grade school, like kindergarten, like who's your handcuff buddy? But I didn't have one, and I was like handcuff buddy, like it sucks. And I don't know, it was actually we had some fun times there in a ridiculous way, but yeah, we just kept getting busted under bridges and squats, like always criminal trespassing. And it was funny because I got 2 in one day at one point. Like I got 2 criminal trespassing. I woke up that morning getting busted under a bridge, and I went to this squat and got busted that evening, and I was just like, man. And I get them day after day. Like I had all these court dates, like a couple things on the same day, like 3 days in a row.
Did you go to one?
No. No, they all happened when I left. Like that's like all my court dates. You're gone before you have to go to them, and you just have little like misdemeanor warrants. But this is really funny because we all made a joke at that one spot that we would all meet back up for our court date, so we'd all hang out again, which is obviously bullshit. Nobody goes back to their court dates. Like a lot of these kids were like Rainbow kids, and some of them sucked a lot, but some of them were like fucking Rainbow Gathering hippie kids, like
Rainbow.
Brother Bear. Yeah. So it was like some of them were like all right, and like you could hang out with them for a little bit, like so I had all right times. Some of them were just horrible though. There was one set of traveling kids that came through that were like we're actually like traveling like train hopping kids, and that seriously like we didn't have shit for money or nothing, and we're just like, and so we're sitting there and drinking off all their money. We just wake up, come out of the squat that we like that. Well, I busted open, and we're like going to figure out what's going on. They're like, hey, and I'm sitting there thinking I don't want to be drinking. I want to try to figure out how to get the fuck out of here. And they're like, hey, I guess I met them somewhere else, and I think Nola, and they're like, oh, let's go get wasted. So we get like a couple half gallons, and we're all like drinking, and then eventually like the half gallons are gone, and they're like, well, you know, like, everybody needs to pull away, like, make money. I was like, well, we'll go Spain. She's like, well, you guys don't need to. Just, like, totally, because probably just the whole, like, you guys are rich, traffic kids, like, totally douchey, like, being a dick to everybody, thinking we're really awesome, and being like, no, it's cool, you can drink off our money, you can do anything. Like, we still went in Spain and, like, bought more booze, but, like, they just, like, I don't know, we got, like, special treatment because everybody else were hippies. I don't know. It was ridiculous. Well, no.
That's kind of cool though. I'll be like, dude, I like some punk rockers.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool in a way. Like, I was like, oh, this is cool. But I also felt I was like still gonna go to Spain, but also like I was kind of having fun with them. And I thought they were alright kids, but also like they're kind of big dicks. Like there was some like we were going to Spain, way too many of us, and there was this doorway that we'd Spanish it before. They were like, this is a good place, you know. And there was this guy sitting there, like this little like whatever, like young guy, a beach looking guy, like I don't know, very quiet. And they seriously just went up and we're like, oh, we'll go somewhere else. And then he just goes up and he's like, hey, get out, we're going to Spain here. Like, total jock shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And everyone's like laughing, like, I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, you guys are dicks. Like, just drunken asshole shit.
What was the squat that you broke up in? What was it?
It was just this greenhouse.
It was a house?
Yeah, it was a house, and it was actually really funny because we went to go find this chick who was from Asheville, like this, who was just like a total like loser, but we like definitely, she kind of like latched onto us, and like, but we also sort of used her in ways because she knew a lot about Asheville, and she took us to her mom's house to shower one time, so it was all kind of just like fucked up. But she was like, I saw this house on this one street, so we walked really fucking far that night. We're drunk and just like, oh god, walking, and we go there, there's no fucking way into the squat, like no fucking way. We did not, even with good crowbars. And I just left my, like, I'd lost my little cat's paw crowbar. Yeah, and I was like, so I'm just like, fuck, so we're walking, like, gonna go find a ditch just like where we need to pass out. And then I see this greenhouse. I'm like, wait. So jump over the fence, go back there, and I'm like, and everyone's like, oh, it's not gonna work or whatever. And I just like this really easy to rip off this fucking this like whatever board on the back, but then I look down and I'm all like, no, I kind of start lowering myself, and I realize that the whole floor is like rotted out. I'm like, oh shit. So I go and there's like this, it's all like got this weird, like, it's weird, there's just like this some whatever like plywood that's like up there, or I mean whatever, boards, 2x4s, thank you. And there's like stairs that go down, and we're standing on top of where the stairs go down to or whatever. So I kind of go on the wall right there, and I open the door, just like like, oh no, I like kick it in. It's like barely even like nailed or something like that. I'm like, sweet. And there's some boards you have to walk over like that. I'm like, okay, cool, you know, come on guys. So like putting our shit over, and the fucking guy who's with us just fucking throws himself over, like doesn't. I tell him that there's something, and he just like falls all the fucking way. I'm like, oh shit, but he was okay because he was wasted probably, but it was just really fucking funny, and he's like this short weird guy, so it was just really funny. And like I went up and it was like a pretty decent spot, you know, like it was alright. And then another time we went back there, like where I took a bunch of people out. I went there a few times, but we took a bunch of people there one time, and the other door was like totally like closed, locked, like somebody had been there, you know, kind of like we're like, well, let's stay here anyways. And so I'm like, we'll have to get in this way, right? So we have like lights this time, and so we're like looking like, okay, we can get, if you go over here, be really careful. So we're like putting our shit down, blah blah, like this floor is like rotted out like crazy, you know, and getting everybody to be careful. But then suddenly everybody starts fucking like, and I'm trying to get all this shit through, and people are going, and suddenly this guy's super scared, like fucking Buddy, I call him Buddy Christ, but it was like Buddy Lee or something like that, and he's this fat fucking guy, just like a weirdo, like really fat guy, like all stuffed into his fucking like car bits. And this guy Dirt, his buddy or whatever. And they're also traveling kids for reals, but they're like fucking, he's all scared, he just freezes up, and it's getting this all these people on this floor that people shouldn't be on, you know? And I'm like, dude, fucking go. And, like, and a few people get around, and I'm trying to fucking grab the shit or whatever like that, and suddenly the floor was like boom boom, and I'm like, go! Fucking go! And he's just like, and I'm like, fucking push him, and like, fucking like, I don't even know how. It was like, right, I was like the last person like getting everybody over, and I just feel like all these people were idiots. Like, I'm like I felt like the little fucking mama bird, like, this whole time, like, a lot of these people couldn't get over the fence, and I'm like, it's easy, like, you can get over the fence. They were all like, you can't do it, and they were like stupid about shit, and I just felt like, master squatter, even though I'm not. It's just, they're that bad that I was like, felt all like super awesome, and like, knew what I was doing. It was like, just nuts that we seriously almost fell into this really horrible, dank, dark basement, like, fucking don't know what's down there, and see, it's like, would have been probably really bad, but the floor was like, it was just like, and he just sits there.
Just frozen?
Yeah, he's just frozen. I guess he's scared or whatever, but it was just nuts, because I was like, we shouldn't all be on here, and they just kept piling in.
I saw deers get hit in the middle of the road.
Freezing. They said dirt, so I don't know.
You see the headlights are just like,
Yeah. They should have learned.
that's some crazy shit. That's, it's like you never know how you're going to react to that. You're like, am I going to freeze? I'm going to fight? I'm going to flight? Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to lose my shit? Or am I going to be able to, like, just take care of the situation and, like, see clear,
Which is interesting because I always would think that I'm always I always in my head when I was young be like, I just feel like I'd freeze up in situations. But I've proven myself again and again that I definitely just like, I'm like, do this, do that, like, which is like, I'm glad I'm like that. Because I always feel like if I would be scared, I'd just freeze up. But like,
You're a kid, you freeze up.
Yeah. I guess that's why I always thought I was a kid, and I realize it's not the way anymore, or the way I am anymore.
When you get older, you get more experience, it seems like you just like, I don't know, you can like roll with it.
Yeah.
When it happens.
I know I'm getting really good at rolling with shit and like traveling and just dealing with shit, like figuring out ways around it, and sometimes there's people I'm traveling with that I'm just like, where they don't add anything, or they don't suggest anything, or like when we're trying to figure something out, something's like, and train yard, like, should we do this, should we go that way, like, what's going on, and people just sit there, and I feel like I'm not trying to be in control, I don't even want to be in control, but people won't make any decisions, ever. They sit there like, or like, this or that, and I'm like, this or that, this or that, okay, let's do this, and people just follow me, and I'm like, I feel like some people have been like, well, why are you doing what you do? I'm like, because you won't fucking do anything.
Because you just
sit there with your fucking jaw hanging down, like, I don't know, like, this shit's important, and like, people just kind of like want to be led really bad. I understand, I like to be led too, sometimes it's fucking easy.
Yeah.
But like, I just wish that people could work with each other, like, that's what I like about hopping trains with people, is that I can bounce my ideas off people. To think, does it sound crazy? Like, I feel like the train's doing this, or I feel like something's happening, or I feel like this cop's about to fucking, what I don't,
Mm-hmm.
But, that's what's weird about hopping trains by myself. I'm like, I really finally found out that it was like realized that it was just me doing this, and I can do it by myself, and that was something important that I never knew, like, because there was always somebody else, and you never knew it was you or them who was making the right decisions, like, I don't know. So, like, yeah, I don't know. Because I was always freaked out about hopping, like, without, if somebody, I don't know. You never thought you were the one who really knew. You knew, you felt like there's somebody who must have who has the brains about it, but eventually I realized this wasn't the case anymore, which is cool. I'm really excited to hop into myself, but also like worried and scared, like nervous, but excited.
It's intense. So you're gonna hop from Portland.
Yeah, it's Portland.
So do you just go sit in the train yard and like see what comes, or like?
I should probably read the crew change once I'm going down there, but I want to read crew change, see where like which yard and which like it'll probably be UP that'll be going down, or see I want to hop out. Last time I hopped out of Portland, I hopped a local line, which was Portland Western or something like that, which only took us didn't take us that far, we got like stuck in a shitty area. This time I'm gonna like go to a different yard and might have to wait a little bit longer for like a UP, or I don't even know which one's going to be south. And you just you'll see which tracks, and like you can see which ones are main lines, and like I don't know. It's just like the whole there's some in the crew chain, some just by about train yards, some if you watch the yard for a little bit. So this won't be, once I'm in Portland, this is gonna be not too long before if I get the right shit. Hopefully I'll end up, if I can hop out of well, maybe I might end up in Eugene and then hop out of Eugene maybe to Roseville. Roseville next stop is just gonna be Oakland or like.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, but
you have to have like food and water.
Yeah, it's well actually where it is that's like nuts is like let me think. I'm trying to think of last time I went from Portland to Roseville. That's I think we did Portland. I can't even remember anymore. It was so long ago last time I did that. God, my rides are getting so confused in my head. There's a really long ride where you're going over the pass, and it's it's nuts. It's nuts. It's fucking. I remember waking. This is 4 years ago when I went over the pass last, because last time I went down that way, I went and saw Rachel, and then came over. And it was like, I remember waking up and not knowing, this is like one of my first rides and shit like that, and not fucking understanding that, like, why am I in snow? I'm going to California. I didn't realize there was like fucking mountains in a pass. And my fucking water bottle was fucking frozen solid. Wow. And there was snow everywhere. We're like, oh my god, we went to Utah. Me and Erica were convinced we were in a boxcar, and we were just like, oh my god. And then fucking this guy was like, no, idiots, we're on the pass. I was like, oh, that was sweet. Ooh. Yeah. That was one of my longest rides. But,
that's so crazy.
I'd be nuts by myself. But you never know how it works out either, because like last time, all this crazy shit. You know, like I could go from all these little places and all, you know, nothing worked out all, like exactly how you plan it, you know? Or sometimes it does. Be there. I want to be on my way there. I want to be like on the train that's taking me there. So I'm still having the experience, but I'm like, yeah! Not really. I mean, I'm actually kind of stoked for the experience here. Except for the coldness. I always fucking end up leaving in October. I don't know what it is. Actually, no. The first time I left like, really, I don't know what month it was. What's the couple months after October? I don't know months.
October, no, September, November,
really?
December.
Okay. We left.
September, October, November, December.
I don't know what
I've never been good with months.
No, I never have. Dude, when I was in Intro to World Languages, she was like, alright, we're going to put the number month, you know, and then you say it in, like, whatever the language is, you know, like Spanish or whatever it was I was learning, and I was just like, it was a test, and I was like, no, I don't know what number, and she just like thought I was trying to get away from it. I was like, I really don't fucking know what month it is. Like, I was so pissed, because she was a bitch. She was the meanest teacher I've ever had. She said really mean shit about me. She called me a whore once, and I was in 7th grade.
Oh my god.
And in 7th grade, I obviously wasn't a fucking whore.
I remember you.
Yeah.
I remember your hair in, like, your t-shirts and jeans.
It was like a big button-up shirts with like some crazy little whatever. And I remember I was wearing, it was like, okay, it was like a spaghetti string, but it was one from when I was in like 5th grade, and it was like this green one that went up to like here, right? Mm-hmm. But it had like these like spaghetti string like this thick, you know, it was like a little kid like tank top thing, and then I had this mosquito net, like that old mosquito net jacket that Cassie had and I had. It was like the army like issue one. I really liked it. And I was wearing that with like this fucking like this plaid pleated skirt that went like here because it was a real like old one. Yeah, and it was like totally like just I remember the way I was dressing or whatever, and because you weren't supposed to wear the tank tops or like that, but so I was kind of getting away with it because of the shirt I was wearing, and like she was a really big bitch.
That's what I'm afraid of. I don't want to fucking be in that system and like hate kids. Because I like kids, but I don't want to be like made to hate kids, you know, and just like take my aggression of my marriage or like whatever is going on in your life when you're a teacher, like out on these fucking students.
Well, I think really what would happen is that like the douchebag kids would fucking get on your nerves, but I see a lot of good teachers who are just like, they deal with them and then they really appreciate the good kids. Like they really appreciate the kids who are like, you know, like just smarter than their years or just like really want to learn or just, you know, like just like I remember some of my English teachers being awesome with me and stuff, like being really cool. And I remember like standing up for my teachers who fucking like douchebag kids were always like meh, meh, meh. I think that you can get through that, like you can get away, like where they're not asshole teachers, they just like they really reach out to the good kids, you know. And I can totally see you being one of those kids or teachers.
I remember those teachers. I remember a counselor too that was like a good dude. Just like real with you, not talking to you like you're fucking 8 years old.
Yeah. And like, and could kind of work around like certain things in the system of school. Like, I remember one of my English teachers in high school would like not make me, he understood, like he was like, if you know, he just like worked around the fact that I knew what I was doing. He was like, I know you're good at like English stuff, like just do certain things, these are the things you have to do and you don't have to always come. He also was a teacher that smoked pot with like some like the kids. He was like seriously like, I remember my ex-boyfriend and like Chris were all from like when I was in high school in Barnum Junior High, you know. I remember like he was a little pothead and in weird situations I was like, you don't smoke pot with him? Like how the fuck? I'm gonna get in so much trouble if anybody ever finds out. Yeah. But
oh, you know, Natalie told me today that she saw Judith. She's in a class with Judith from Spokane.
Oh, is Judith already here?
Yeah.
She said
I saw her like a couple days after you left, and I was like, Bethany just told me she's moving here, and then like 3 days later she's here. That's insane.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. It's funny. She was like talking about how they're all like about her because she's breaking up the band.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's funny. You should listen. I'm gonna try to find Z Crow or whatever from Spokane. I was so fucking amazed. Like, it kind of reminded me like some of this shit. Like, it was this crazy chick singer, and like it kind of was like Christian Death-esque, and some of her songs, like certain like bits of Christian Death, and then they're just really fucking awesome. I was just like, wow, they're awesome. I thought they were from like out of town. I was like, oh hey, you guys have a CD, and they're like, not yet. I'm like, where are you guys from? They're like, we're from here. And then I can't remember his name, but the old drummer from crap, what was their old band, Judith and
from the Clap or from the
next one,
the Yokohama Hooks?
Yokohama Hooks. Okay, so drummer, I think it was a drummer. Like, well, I don't even remember. Whatever. Like, I talked to him for a while, like MySpace, because he's like, oh, yeah, he's like a good guy or whatever. And I guess I talked to him when, like at bars, but I'm always like, don't remember that shit.
Is it James or is it the other guy?
I think James. James sounds right. And he was like, yeah, hey Bethany. I was like, oh, hey, okay. I guess I could have known because he's in that band that you guys are from Spokane. But they're fucking epic, dude. And I guess like the chick was all like, that's cool. You think it's like Christian Death because like it was one of them was like super into Christian Death and was like one of the songs was going for that. I was like, oh, okay. But,
what are they called?
Z Crow.
Z Crow? It's like German or something?
I don't know. It's like,
how do you spell it?
I don't remember the beginning, but like KR. I don't know. I couldn't remember their name for like a couple days. I kept asking Jeff, like, what are they called? Be like, Z Crow. I'd be like, okay, what are they called? No, I feel like one of the best bands I've heard in a while, honestly, and it's just funny that they're from Spokane, because I was excited, like, just because they were awesome, and now I'm really excited because they're from Spokane, which is crazy, because not a lot of good bands come out of there. But, you know that Morquet's really, really broke up?
Finally?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, it was very, like, yeah, slowly
I feel bad for James, but I mean, it's weird because he doesn't like do drugs, but he's in like bands with people that just do hella drugs.
Yeah, fucking, oh my god, like, so Mike and Justin Warren are like supposed to starting a band and shit, I guess, and I'm just like, oh, that's great, they're both fucking druggies, like, I'll see how far that goes. Like,
Mike's still a junkie.
I mean, I don't know, I saw him in, last time I was in Spokane for a second because I had to get my hat and my shirt and shit back. I don't know why people gave it to him. I'm like, what the hell, that guy? It pissed me off because I was like, fuck. And also, you know, he's like, oh, like, I don't know, I was like interested in seeing him, but it was weird. It was just like drink up 40 with him, and I was like, yeah.
So how you doing?
And he's just like, he claims he's clean, but I think his idea, he may not be dope sick anymore, he may not like be using all the time, but I know he must use sometimes. Like, I don't know, you know, I can just tell him, like, I know he's a fucking liar too, he lies and lies and lies. Yeah. So, like, I know he's just lying, and I'm like, yeah. Because he's hanging out with a fucking few, like, junkies and shit. I know he's hanging out with some weird, like, I don't know.
It's fucked up though, because like, that shit, you know, is it, you know, it depends on who it is, but like, is it the drugs lying or is it them, you know, like, the shit it just seems to me like demon possession.
It is a lot, like, and that's the thing, it sucks, like, me and Jeff were out at, like, where we were talking about after I, like, saw Mike, and of course he's just like, yeah, I can't even go into that, you know, he's like, you know, Mike, one of my good old, like, friends, but I haven't talked to him for a long time, I can't put myself out there for anybody anymore, I can't deal with any more junkies in my life, He's like, I can't deal, like, he just, like, put people out of his life, he can't, like, deal with that, and it was just really sad, we're like, let's not talk about sad stuff anymore, because it's just, we were just trying to have fun, and, like, wanting to say goodbye, and it was, like, it's just so sad, like, all these people in Spokane.
Yeah.
It sucked, because obviously, you know, I had a long relationship with Mike on and off and shit like that, and it was just also like, God, you're so sad, and he, like, what it was like, I went to get my stuff, and I was like, you want to go, like, catch up at, want to come to Jeff's, you know, Jeff Davis's house, and they were, like, just jamming, so he played bass, and he hadn't had a bass for over 6 months, which is so sad.
It or whatever.
Yeah, and so
he was always into pawning his shit even before he was a junkie.
Yeah,
it's just like thought it was okay.
I never pawned my shit until like he would always pawn his shit, and then he would sometimes be like he would pawn my shit but would get it back right away when he got money, and he would like pawn like whatever my stuff, and then eventually like one time it was fucked up because it was like. And this is before we were junkies or anything like that, but we were like doing pills and shit, and like that was when we were playing like music together, I know he goes and he's going to get some pills, and he gives me the money. Like he's like, here's the money to go get back from. I'll drive you there, and I'd be like, and I remember I was like, I want some pills, and so it was like he gave me the money, and like I never pawned my shit ever. I refused to, and I was like. You know how that happened? And so, because it was like it was already in there, and the money was in my hand, and I could go get my base, or I could go, and I was like, ah. So I went and got pills, and after that, I totally just pawned my shit. Like, I would pawn my shit, and get it back, pawn it, get it back, and then not get it back, and just fucking, ooh.
Yeah.
But, like, no, so it was just sad, because Mike's such a good fucking bassist, like, such a good bassist. And he's playing, and he hasn't played for so long, and you can, like, I've heard him play, like, amazingly, you know, he's gotten better and better as the years went by. But it was like you could hear him fucking up because he hadn't played, but you know it takes him like a day and then he's back to being really good. And I was just like, man, that's so fucked up that he's not fucking playing. And of course Jeff, you know, being like the nicest fucking guy ever was like, Jeff Davis was like, come, you know, you should come jam over here. You can anytime you want. You know, we have all this shit set up, like it's totally cool. Like he's just so nice and he's like, you know, like. But then he was also like afterwards, he's like, I don't know if that was like I want him to come play. I want him. He's such a good bassist. Like, it's sad that he's not playing.
But you can't trust him because he's got a demon, you know.
And then he was like, I don't know if that was a good idea because you know I don't know. Like I don't know if I want to have him around. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Mike always had a disadvantage though.
Yeah.
Kid, I remember going to his house and going in his basement. He's like, 2 chairs up. His little brother, you know. His little brother's probably like 8 or 9 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, show him the trick. And the little kid is playing Grand Theft Auto, and he's like, so he goes and gets like honks at a hooker and gets a hooker in the game to like get into his car. He's drives off into the woods, and then the car starts bouncing, and like hearts come up, you know, and then his life goes up. And then the hooker gets out, and he's like, all right, show him. And then he gets out of the car and goes and kills the hooker and gets the money back.
Oh my god.
He's like, isn't that cool? And I'm just like, I'm creeped out right now.
Yeah. It's fucking... Mike's kind of fucked up in a lot of weird ways. Like, he's like, I don't know, and he had a lot of fucked up shit when he was a kid. Like, crazy shit, you know. There's so many, you know, well, I do know that Mike had some fucking, like, weird sexual experience very young with older women, and so maybe that was one of them, I don't even know. And some other fucked up shit, like, it's really fucked up. But, there's, like, fucking, are you talking to me?
What's that?
Are you drawing me?
Yeah, check it out.
I noticed you were drawing.
Dramatic legs. I'm really bad at drawing girls, but I think that looks feminine.
That's awesome.
Like for my drawing.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
That's the girliest thing I've ever drawn.
And I'm not that girly of a girl. Like no. That's funny.
No, I just draw like dudes with boobs usually when I try to draw girls.
I know that with a lot of guys, like they're women, even when guys are trying to draw like pin-up chicks, they're like really weird shaped. It's like masculine, you're like, ooh. It's not very good. I don't know, it's hard. I have a hard time drawing guys sometimes. Like I can draw chicks to no end, but like guys, I'm like,
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, you know the feminine, like, all the nuances of the feminine, and we don't know, like, the nuances of the masculine.
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea what, like... Because, you know, it's like when you're drawing a dude, you can always, like, think about, like, your self-image or whatever, or, like...
Yeah.
Or, like, things you develop when you're a kid and then you're starting to draw or whatever. But, like... I don't... You know.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
What is it? It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. I don't really know why, but I've definitely noticed that's the truth. And like, wow.
And
fucking still like, Mike like weirded me out like way later. Like, and it like he's just fucked up. He's just fucked up. Yeah, like he's just like, and he's I don't know. And like his mom, I got to know, you know, like Cammy a lot, and like she's cried to me, and there's just I don't know, it's their whole family, you know, like I know them a lot, like I fucking stay over there all the time, just like, and it was hard because it was always like, and I don't know, he got really fucking like he was really clingy and like got really attached and like no matter what, and like was horrible with like, I remember like when he was really like badly obsessive about me basically, like like weird about just being like, no matter what, like knowing that I didn't even like, I'd be like, I don't even fucking like you, and he'd be like, I don't care, I just want to be around you, like even if you don't like me, like you can't break up with me, crazy shit. And like,
why is it that girls have this thing of being like, oh, girls get crazy when you break up with them, but it's like, dude, dudes don't have that to like think about, so they get way crazier. They get so clingy and they're such babies.
oh man, I feel like that's been most of my fucking relationships too, is really clingy fucking guys. Like I remember like, and then David even like fucking, I remember Erica was so annoyed with David, and I was too, but she was just like, cause like, me and like we want to go hang out, like we were traveling together, and me and Erica would be like, well let's go, like how about me and Erica go fly sign and you and Casey go fly sign, and he would seriously throw a little hissy fit, like, man, I want to spend time with you. I'm like, dude, we're together all the time. And like finally she just fucking, we were in Austin when we got there, and she just fucking was like, we were drinking, and she just like snapped and was like, you are a little fuck, she took him aside and was like, you're a little fucking puppy dog, you're a little fucking puppy dog, you follow her around. And she was just like, it's so fucking pathetic, like give her some fucking space. It was like, you're so whiny and needy, and I was like, oh shit.
It's such a little, you know, there's so many dudes that are just baby men.
Yeah.
And they need to be like told how to be an adult, you know, like in their terms they'll understand like how to be a man, but like,
and they want
dude,
a
you're an
mommy.
adult, you know. Yeah, they want a fucking mommy. They want a girlfriend. They want like someone to wipe their ass, you know?
And just like tell them how great they are, and like, and this is not all fucking guys, but I've had like a lot of guys fucking have like, well, I remember even with David like noticing like this, one of the first things which I wish I would have like paid more attention to was he got really fucking drunk, and like I wasn't drinking because I was influence arousing, and he just got crazy, and like I remember you could tell he's really drunk because he'd take his shirt off and he'd just be like, and he was running around. I remember thinking he looks like an oversized toddler, like throwing a little hissy fit, like she was just like angry but looked like whiny, you know, like. It was nuts. Like, I was just like, and then that's always how it was. It's like he was a little fucking toddler, and like, I don't know. There's like, it's also, I think, why girls date older guys a lot of the time. Cause like, I don't know, just the whole like guys like maturing a little bit slower.
Yeah.
And like, but it's not always age either though. Cause I met some fucking younger guys and younger girls who are really mature, and older who are super immature, you know. And there's like ways of being like, you know, like mature not in ways that you almost like act, but like really your emotional like maturity, you know? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Men.
You know what I fucking hate though, for real though? It's a lot of fucking like Eric will do that. I'm like, what? Like, she's like, oh, fucking boys suck. I'm like, no, I don't. Like, what are you talking about? Like, men are our counterparts. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that's some fucking hateful shit right there. Like, I don't know. Like, that's not true at all. I'm like, yeah, some men, some women, some people suck. Like, I don't, like, Erica will get really feminazi sometimes, and she'll just start going off, and I'm like, I don't believe that at all, you know? Like, I've had horrible experiences with fucking guys and girls, and I've met some fucking douchebags either way. Like, I don't know. But yeah, men. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's see. Oh, that's great. You do the red tattoos and stuff. A patch skirt. The holiest tights ever.
Supposed to be.
Oh, they're leopard print. I was like, oh, many holes. I get it. Leopard print's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, the whole like not completely finished. I was trying, because I was drawing myself, and I was gonna do leopard tights, and I got like the whole like half circle things, or like, you know, what are like kind of celery shaped shit. But it was doing all of that. I was like, fuck that. Like, I can't draw all of that, so I ended up doing stripe tights. But
Probably some technique people use.
yeah. It's just like doing chains. Like, drawing a lot of fucking chain is really hard for me. Like, drawing it, I don't know, getting it to look like, I don't know. That cool.
I can make it look, I can draw, but it looks super like cheesy. But like you get the idea that it's a chain.
Yeah, I get
it
how
doesn't
to
look great.
like draw the whole like, you know, like link things or like that, but like I get really sick of it because it's not like, you know, you can't just draw. You have to like draw and leave the empty spaces, and you know what I mean. Like, I don't know. It's nuts. Like, this chain's fucked up. Like, I'll end up drawing a chain and it'll look good, except for I've been getting off and making the chain to where it's not hanging anymore, and it's like going off the side and looks so awkward. And I'm like,
I should go to bed.
yeah,
I
I was
was school tomorrow.
You need to go to bed and get your beauty sleep. I still have that picture you drew of me in the blue house when it was like I had this card or like paper like over a board like in my old room. Like, it's like you just I was drawn and you were sitting there drawing, and you drew me, and I was drawing a world on top of a building, and there was like a seagull or something on my shoulder. Like I had a tilt shirt that I made myself.
Oh yeah.
I still have that. I like ripped it off or whatever. I just saw it in a trunk of shit because I had it up at my clean and sober housing.
That's awesome.
I had it by the self-portrait I did.
You had that up
myself.
at your clean and sober house thing?
Yeah, I had it up like right by my bed. Like I had a little, I had all my paintings up, and then I had a little, like, whatever you call it, collage of things out there. I love that drawing. Drawing the world.
What's that?
Guys,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get so
Me too.
Oh wait, we were gonna watch that movie.
Oh.
The energy.
No,
I
yeah,
gotta go to
you gotta
school.
go to sleep.
Hey, it's only midnight just now.
Ooh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Drinking time.
Duncan Hines.
How you
No, I'm
doing?
drunken high, Duncan Hines. Cake mix, I snorted it and shit.
Cake mix. Shooting up kicks for kids. I got skid marks on my under guards.
Dropping some tricks.